What's up, y'all? My name is Alan Sheriff, aka Alan the Sheriff of all things innovative, and this is the ATS Podcast. Here on the ATS Podcast, we talk about all things science, technology, and psychology related, and it's my hope that I'm making the world a better place, one new episode at a time. Let's get into it. So continuing on with focusing on the psychology segment for the next couple weeks, I want to be able to dedicate more time to mental health. And so I decided to bring another guest on the show today to continue discussing some of the things that he's been doing in order to help keep his mental health on the up and up. It's one of my closest friends. He is a rising TikTok star from the trenches of Gaithersburg, Maryland. Everybody give a big hand to my man, Kurtland Elliott. What's going on, bro? How you feeling this morning?
What's up, y'all? What's up, man?
Feeling good, man?
Yeah, good morning to you, everybody on the Zoom.
And it's been a minute. Like, I've been trying to get this man on here. He's been struggling. Like, I'll tell you, the man been struggling. This man been out here working, bro.
Mostly my fault, y'all. So I apologize. It's not on our end. This is on mine.
You straight. Don't worry about it, bro. But now we about to get into it. Happy to finally have you on the podcast. Not too much time to spare, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So let's talk a little bit about your content before we get started. Let's talk about, do you think you could tell the audience a little bit about yourself and why you make the type of content that you do and what type of content you make as well?
So starting off, you can follow me on TikTok, BrotherLove96, IG _BrotherLove, and I started making content as an outlet because back in 2017, my mom had a severe stroke, which left her on life support. We didn't know if she was going to make it. So for my outlet, instead of turning into drugs and alcohol or whatever, I use it through my comedy. And so far it's been getting me different looks, like on World Star, DMV Hoods and News. Couple celebrities reposted me and everything, liking my videos. So far, this outlet is turning into something even more serious. And I've always been like, even take it back to high school, I've always been I like to make people laugh and feel good, like positive vibes and stuff.
I can vibe with that 100%. You know, when I hear you say something along the lines of, this is my outlet, this is my ability to express myself during times such as these, this is a therapeutic opportunity for me to be able to express myself so I can feel a lot better about, you know, the circumstances around me. Because, you know, in any way, shape, or form, not only am I helping, you know, uplift myself and keep myself on the up and up, but I'm also keeping those around me, you know, I'm also trying to keep those around me in the right state of mind, which is really good. You know, that's something that I vibe with 100%. When I was originally starting out with content creation, that was primarily one of the main things that were keeping me going, which was, you know, the fact that I had the opportunity to truly express myself without any judgments or with regards to how, you know, people feel about the direction and which I'm moving in life. And so I feel like these are definitely great outlets for people to be able to express themselves, especially as content creators. You know, a lot of people tend to look down on us because they're just like, oh, what are they doing? That's weird. That's not, you know, what society asks of us. But all in all, man, we're just doing what we can to express ourselves, because deep down inside, we may have a lot of issues that a lot of people aren't actually seeing. So, you know, it's great that you're able to use this as an outlet, especially with regards to your mother's condition. I hope she's doing very well, by the way. Yeah, man, I can vibe with that 100%. So then my next question would be, what are some of the things that you've been doing in order to help reduce the amount of stress in your life apart from, you know, making content? Has it been that this has been your only outlet, or has it been that there are other things that you've been doing alongside it that have been helping you to be able to deal with a lot of stressful factors in your life at this time?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to thank God. Like, my faith is strong. That's what's getting me through it. And I thank God for having my friends, like people like y'all in my life to talk to. Y'all got my back, listen to me, and working out, basketball, those are other outlets, and music and dancing, I'll just view those rather than go to, like, far left doing some other stuff that's not so good for your body and mental health.
Do you feel like you dealt with a lot of that while you were growing up, and how has it personally affected you as an individual? And I guess I should be more specific here. When you were growing up, when you saw these different things that you didn't want to participate in because you knew they were bad for you, whether it was drugs or violence or any of those type of things, did it have any type of long-lasting personal effect on you? And have you been able to get over some of these things? And if so, what are some of the things that you've been doing in order to help push away that mindset and get away from that?
Well, growing up, like, my parents always, like, had that, don't do drugs, it's bad for you. And then a couple of family members were on drugs and things, God rest their souls, some didn't make it out. They ended up, like, dying from it. But all in all, like, I would say my parents kept me on, like, a no nonsense, drugs are bad, don't do it. And I guess that's what helped me as well. And then I just never really, it was always people around me who smoke and drink, but it just wasn't, I just felt like that wasn't for me. Like, I can get lit and get, like, live without going to those drugs. Some people need that to have a good time. I could have a good time. Y'all been around me without that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because a lot of people, you've probably up until this, point in time, I mean, you probably all the way up until this point, the only thing that's been going through your mind is some people, when they decide to use drugs or alcohol or whatever it is, they're kind of using it as an escape outlet. And so for you, you were looking at it as that, and you didn't want that to be your gateway into participating in that activity, if I'm hearing you correctly, right? It's like it's like you saw people participating in this stuff, and it's not so much that you didn't feel like it was a fun activity or anything. You were primarily viewing it through the lens of, oh, people were using this to escape, and I don't even want to surround myself with that. I want to be able to focus on the things that are helping me get higher, and I want to focus on the things that are making me happy, like content creation.
And don't get me wrong, like, I will never look down on somebody because they're using drugs or drinking. That's just a personal preference. And I got friends who smoke weed, drink, and I love them all the same. It's just my personal preference. I don't choose to partake in those things.
Facts. Yeah, I was just curious. That's why I was asking, because me growing up, I kind of had that kind of influence on my life where, in high school, I was getting involved with, smoking or drinking or whatever it is. And the only reason why I was getting involved in it wasn't because it was so much of an escape for me, although it did become an escape later on. I was doing it just to make the people around me think I was cool. You know what I mean? And that's usually what happens is peer pressure can really have a way of creeping into your life. And so the only thing that's going through your mind is, what can I do to make the people around me happy? But all in all, it was a negative impact on myself and my life. So for me, it was just a way for me to try my best to impress the people around me, as opposed to, thinking about my own personal health and the negative impacts that it could have on my life. So 100%. I feel you. I don't look down on those people either. I feel like sometimes people have their own different ways of going about, trying to reduce stress or, cope with anxiety or whatever it is. And people have different outlets, and I guess it's fair to say that there may be, I guess it's fair to say that at the end of the day, it all depends on the person and how they're willing to go about it. But all in all, trying their best to work their way out of certain mental conditions by engaging in probably healthier habits, if that's the most appropriate way to put it. So let's talk a little bit more about content creation, though. What do you think are some of the challenges that you think you've faced in this space of content creation? And has the color of your skin in any type of way had an impact on that?
I would definitely say TikTok. On IG, I get a lot of love, but on TikTok it's very, like, harder than to maneuver than, like, IG. But, like, a lot of challenges I faced is the advice I gotta give to people up and coming like myself, or even less up and coming than me. Like, be ready for when you put out a video. Some might go viral, you might get a lot of views, and you gotta be ready for the videos that maybe get 10 likes
Mm.
compared to your videos that might get over 100, over 200. And you just got to be ready for critiquing. You always got the supporters, and then you always got the people that be like, oh, not even funny. What are you doing? This is not even funny. How did he get on? How did he get on World Star, this platform? That shit wasn't even that funny.
Mm.
What I'm telling you right now is you just have to have thick skin. Because if you don't, you're just going to let it get to you, and it's just going to affect you. So just the haters, just focus on the people showing you love, appreciate them, and just stay humble about it and keep grinding and keep going. And don't pay attention to those haters.
I feel that 100%. Do you feel like there's something that these social media platforms could be doing in order to make it so that creators such as you and me, because we all know it's a lot more difficult in this world, especially with the color of our skin. Being a black man, it's a lot harder to make it in some of these spaces. I mean, having conversations with some of my friends who are also black creators on TikTok, they're talking about how, it's getting to a point where the algorithm is making it a lot more difficult for them to get the exposure that they need in order to reach more audiences and such, and to be able to grow their platforms. And so nobody really knows, the root cause, but the fact that it's targeting black creators and making it a lot harder for them to grow is a concern in and of itself. So I didn't know if you personally thought that there was anything that these social media platforms could be doing in order to be making these spaces a lot more safer and a lot more successful for black creators such as you and me.
Yeah, I would just tell the people who run TikTok, just give us just broaden the restrictions, because it is restrictions. I'm trying to think of how to answer this question without sounding.
No, take your time.
Because what I see on TikTok, people who take time to think about content and do ideas of their own, it's like they don't get credit. But the people who just do random stupid stuff or just get a bunch of views, and then the women out there, men out there, LGBTs out there who take time to think about stuff and create something fresh, it's just annoying that the people who actually take time and try to be creative off the head, they don't get, I don't know what to. I just wish it was something that could be done.
Now, I think I get the gist of what you're saying. You don't like the fact that, certain minority groups, like certain marginalized communities such as our own, when we take the time to, as history has shown, with all of the creative ideas that we've come up with in the past, there's certain people who swoop in, who take some of these ideas, who make it their own, and they get it trending using their own style. Even if, I don't even know if that's the right word to use, because it wasn't even their style to begin with. You know what I mean? They're simply just taking the idea and running with it and getting it trending almost as if they're the ones who originally came up with it. And so it kind of, locks us out of the social media app from being able to grow and being able to develop, our own communities with our own creative ideas, and try to cultivate healthier and safer spaces for us to be able to grow and thrive on these social media apps as well. So I get the gist of what if I said that correctly, is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, you did. You said it correctly. That's what I'm talking about. Got
you. Are there any things that is there anything that you think about in moments of time where you're dealing with extreme hardship that enable you to keep propelling forward in who you are and creating your own content? Is there anything that comes to mind, a certain phrase or chant or whatever it is, or just a certain pattern of thought, that you adopt from time to time that, enables you to keep moving forward when you're dealing with a lot of harsh situations?
I just always remember this saying. It's a saying that God gives his toughest battles to his some of his strongest soldiers. And
facts.
I genuinely believe that, because no matter how times get hard, or I tell my story to people and they always say, how do you hold up? I don't know how I would do it. I just believe, and it's been shown, like, in life, you're going to have bad times and you're going to have good times. I remember a Tupac interview he did. He was like, how can I thank God when when things are going good, and then when things are going bad, I turn my head and be like, oh, I don't believe in God no more. That's what keeps me going. Like, I believe in God in the bad times, good times. And I know times are going to get better, and they have, because my parents were in the worst predicament that they were in before, and they're getting better. Obviously, things aren't going to be how they were, but I'd rather have them here on earth alive. I just like be grateful for the stuff I do have than focus on the stuff that I don't.
I feel that 100%. I feel like I come from the exact same background. You know, I was raised in, a Christian household, single mother,
Facts.
growing up with 4 other siblings. Like, it's really hard. And so the only thing that you really have to hold on to, is what your parents have instilled in you. And that's primarily that there's that spiritual factor. There's that there's that religious upbringing. And so for me, with my mom, it was always, look, Alan, no matter what you're dealing with, you can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. And so for me, although I don't find myself being as although I don't find myself as absorbed in the Christian religion like I used to, I still have that go-to in my mind where it's like very much the thing that I hold on to is, look, this is a challenge that I'm dealing with in my life, but I feel like this is just another test from God. And if that's not enough to say to yourself, then you can at least say to yourself, yo, this is a test for me. You feel me? And if I can get past this test, then I know that I can be the person who I want to be in the future, who I fantasize about. You feel me? So it can go either way. Most of the time, yeah, it is, this is a test from God. Let me push through this. Because even in the bad times, I have to be able to show him that I'm, there and willing to do the work that he's, sent me to do. And, in the good times, I can do even more work. You feel me? Because I'm feeling good. You feel me? So, yeah, I feel that 100%. What exactly are you looking to get out of your content?
Well, I hope to get, like, anytime with up and comers, you want more notoriety and everything just across the globe. And hopefully it lands me some, acting jobs or something. Because I wouldn't, even though I do comedy, I wouldn't think of myself as a stand-up comedian. I would view myself more of an actor because I act out things and stuff and just create different like things off the top of my head as I go recreate movies, TV shows, and everything. So just get more notoriety because I got notoriety a little bit in the DMV, a little bit on a like California big platform. I was on that, but just get more notoriety, work on my craft, strengthen it and everything. You can never be too comfortable where you at. You can always get better. There's room to improve.
Facts, 100%. I feel you on that 100%. Because it's like if you stay in one place and all you're really thinking about is what you don't have, then that's going to slow you down. And you're not going to be able to continue to propel forward in what you believe in and what you're trying to do. So I feel that 100%. And I remember you were talking to me about how you were trying to make it to Wild and Out, man. This man going to be in the background dancing with all the people. This man really going to be out here. I can't wait to see you on an episode one day, bro. And I don't really watch Wild and Out like that, but the day that you're on an episode is the day I'm going to be sitting there and watching that joint in patience. Just ingesting all that, bro. This man's gonna be in one of the rap battles. You're gonna be kicking it off. You're probably gonna be going up against Nick Cannon or somebody. Oh man, you ready for that rap battle?
Yeah, man. I just keep working, man. Just creating more content and contact. If a video does big, I get a lot of likes. I repost it. I thank the people for it, and then I'm working on the next one. See how I can, and just make video after video. Then be content, because I could easily been content, had a big head when I was on World Star, but I don't get a big head. I stay humble. I think people show love. You got something going on, I repost the next man. I'm not like one of those people that, like, how can I put it? Just for themselves. Like, I show people support me, I show love back. And I feel like if more people did that, we can like succeed and get bigger than selfishness.
Got you, man. And I see you got that Tupac poster in the back. I'd love to ask you about it and the influence that he had in your life, but unfortunately, we're running out of time. So I want to be able to get this last question across for the audience. So, what can we expect your content to look like in the future?
Say that one more time.
I said, what can we expect your content to look like in the future, apart from all these acting gigs and all these other opportunities that you're looking for?
In the future, let me see if I can. Just charging my phone before it dies. I don't want it to die in the middle of a podcast. That would be embarrassing. Like I said, hopefully it just lands me more notoriety, and I would love to be on Wild and Out. That's my, like, one of my goals, to just be on Wild and Out. I never would have thought I would be on DMV Hoods and News, and it happened. Shade Room, I never would have thought they'll like a video ever in my life. World Star, I never thought that would have happened to me. And you just speak in existence, and it happens for you, man.
Got you, man. Got you 100%. So tell people where they can find you.
You could find me. You could find me on the Carter, man. It's like, no. You can find me on IG _ brother love. Not brother like a white Hulk Hogan, brother. BRUTH.
Oh boy. Shit. Oh snap. Nah, go ahead, my bad.
Instagram, brother love _ brother love _ BRUTHALUV, and then on TikTok, brother love 96. And one more thing, congratulations on being influencer on a couple of things. Page on Instagram.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. For some of you who are not hip, I actually I was actually featured in a blog recently called a couple of A's words, where I was regarded the influencer of the month, which was a really awesome accomplishment for me, and it really dives deep into my background and what influenced me and what motivated me on the come up. So, for some of you who aren't hip, go check that joint out. It's really interesting. I believe it's called a couple of A's things, or is it a couple of A's words? Look at me, I'm forgetting already.
Couple of A's words, I believe.
Couple of A's words, yeah. So, all right, but yeah, go check that joint out if you're having y'all. I think y'all will really like it. Again, it goes really in depth with my background. I think all of y'all really enjoy it. Check that joint out. But yeah, man, thank you so much for being on the podcast today, man. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate your input.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. This was fun. We should do this again sometime, and hopefully on a more lighter note. You feel me? And just try to dive deeper into some of the things that are impacting our lives, and especially those of the Black community every single day. So yeah, man. Again, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Shoot, man. I hope you have an awesome day, man. And stay up.
You too.
Love you. Stay blessed. Keep doing your thing.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, man. We gonna link up.